Baseline, baseline. Check it to my, get my naked to my. Well, let's see. I'm gonna talk about the types of sex. Like, there's different types of sex, and many people actually have a different speculation or a different assumption of different types of sex. And I'm just gonna be here explain or tell you some different types of sex and probably helpfully explain them. Hopefully explain them, and maybe it'll be helpful. Anyway, play my theme music, bitch. Types of sex. Sex varies, and sometimes these types of sex actually can overlap or actually be intertwined together. You can have 5 different types of sex in one setting. So, I don't know. It depends how weird and how daring you are. For the first type of sex is rough. Rough is not. Some females actually say they want it rough. To tell the truth, you guys can't handle rough. Rough is not exactly what you think. Rough is actually being hanged from the ceiling, handcuffed, and then probably getting hot candle juice poured on your back. Or maybe that was some hot grease or bacon grease and poured all over your back. Getting belt smacked the shit out of you. That's rough. And believe it or not, some people actually like that shit. But for some of y'all who saying y'all want rough, y'all can't handle rough. Now with aggressive is a little bit more, I think more aggressive is what everybody actually wants. Like when people say they want a rough, they don't actually want a rough. I think they actually more so want it aggressive. Aggressive is the hair pulling, being a little bit choke slammed up against the wall, all that. Like pulling down, getting from the back, and just going deep, swerving, throwing on the ground, stuff like that. I mean, that's aggressive, not rough. Intimate is pretty self-explanatory. Intimate sex is one of the most intimate thing you can do with anybody. And intimacy is at a high level. Intimate is anything, just look into your eyes, and then you'll see. Yeah, I'm embarrassing myself. But intimate is just being close and being, touchy and feely, and just, pace with intimacy is a little bit more moderate, slow, in between that. Love making. Woo! We all know what love making is. Well, we actually don't know. Is it bad that I never made love? But love making is actually quite hard for many people to do. You actually have to be at a high. Well, love making actually comes at the most unexpected time. You have to have actually a high intimacy level and actually be very close to a certain person to actually make love. Make love actually doesn't happen every time, and it happens like on several different occasions, but the pace is usually slow, and it's more that's on the passionate side, which actually you can have passionate sex, but love making is more slow and more more slow and just more eye locking and grabbing and hearts touching each other, literally chest. Oh, sweating and little dick getting hard now. Passionate can actually be intertwined with spontaneous. Passionate and or spontaneous is, just getting tonguing down, like tonguing the hell down, being on the kitchen counter, or just getting flipped over the couch on a coffee table, banging on a coffee table, stuff like that. That's spontaneous / passionate, and that's when you really into your feelings and you really getting it. And spontaneous, the pace for the strokes of spontaneous are usually deep and high tempo. Delicate is usually typically intertwined with losing the girl's virginity, or well, I don't know if guys want it delicate, but hey, maybe some guys do. But delicate is usually very, very slow and very like inching. It's more like just easing into somebody, or more slow and more like soft touch and soft feeling. And actually, you can have delicate several times, but delicate is more intertwined with losing the girl virginity, slow, soft, and typically considered a pain. Makeup sex. Makeup sex is sometimes it's just the argument. It's makeup sex is typically after an argument. It's just that feeling of arguing with somebody, just feeling so upset, and then just being complimented with the high sensation of pleasure. They compliment each other, and sometimes I get in an argument. No, I don't. I'm not a horrible boyfriend like that. Sometimes some guys get in an argument just to have makeup sex because it's just so good. That's what you call thirsty. Random sex. Random sex is more intertwined with one night stands, or you can call it a one night stand. But sometimes random sex is with random people, random places, just random. And so let's talk about a one night stand. Random sex or a one night stand is typically like eating at your favorite fast food restaurant. Okay? And so, let's try McDonald's. You eat McDonald's, and at first you craving some McDonald's, just craving some McDonald's. And then you get some McDonald's. Feels so good at the moment. Then afterwards, you're feeling so disgusting, awful, and disappointed at yourself. Like, I can't believe I just fucking did that. And then you're also thinking about what have I done to my body? What the possible risks I have taken and possibly could have food poisoning. Wink, wink. That was a suckish ass wink. Risky sex. Risky sex is, woo! It's self-explanatory. Doing it when your parents in the next room or doing it with somebody, it's just the feeling of being caught or possibly being in danger. Some people like to have sex on the Ferris wheel, have sex on a ladder on top of the roof. Some things, it's just a possibility of being in danger, being threatened. It actually makes the situation heightened and whoo. Kinky sex, or also called freaky sex. Some of y'all claim y'all a freak. Y'all are not a freak. Being a freak, having handcuffs, tweezers, and forks in your drawers from whenever it's time to get down and dirty. Kinky people typically wears costumes and does some weird, creepy, freaky shit. They typically have a lot of foot fetishes or just fetishes, period. Hey, I'm kinky because I still eat ass every day. Forbidden sex is another heightened sex. It's kind of like random sex, but not really. Okay, forbidden sex is having sex with either your coworker or your best friend's spouse, or your sister's friend, or it's just forbidden sex. Like, it's the idea of doing something you're not supposed to, because us being the way we are, us being humans, when we're not supposed to do something, when we're told not to do something, we want to do it, and that heightens the experience up tenfold. The only thing, the downside of forbidden sex is this: somebody somewhere is gonna get hurt. That's the truth to it. Consistent casual is probably like the FWBs, friends with benefits. This could have a consistent casual sex, no ties, but the downfall to that is somebody will get connected, because sex is the most intimate thing you could do with anybody, and sharing that many times will bring somebody interlocked. And that's just simple as that. Role play can actually overlap kinky sex. Role play, it's the thought of having sex with a different person without having sex with different persons. So many of y'all who are in relationships, y'all can actually try role play. Like, say if you had a fantasy of having sex with a cop or a high school jock or something like that, you can get your significant other to actually play that role. And it's just the thought of doing something with somebody else, but you still with your same lover. Costumes, all this other stuff, it can be overlapped with kinky or /freaky, but role play actually heightens experience. Ask Trace Ploms. Role play. Sex in a public place. Public place sex is almost kind of like risky sex, except risky is more on the danger side. I mean, this is on the danger side, but it's a feeling about to get caught doing it somewhere where you're actually where you're not supposed to be doing it. Actually, public place sex is any sex that can be seen from the outside or be seen by the public. You can actually be having sex in your bedroom, but if the windows are open, it's actually defined as public place sex, because the public can actually see it. Have it in your car, that's public place sex. And at a park, movie theaters, yes sir. Rolling rings, school, there we go. It's just anywhere possibly where anybody can find you out. Also could be intertwined with risky sex and, you know, just the thought of you being caught probably in your parents' room, in your parents' bedroom while they're downstairs. It doesn't matter. Sex in the bathroom. Ooh, ooh, give him a little dick hard. I can't talk about this. But sex in the bathroom, it depends where in the bathroom though. Because if you're trying to have sex and then there's a big there's a big ass log in the toilet, that's gonna be fucking turned off. Especially if the damn shit turd is longer than your damn dick. A lot of people like to have in the shower. That's the bathroom sex, and that's where typically a lot of people want to have it. One, it's hot. You burn a lot of calories, and the tension is just raised because it's just like heart beating real fast. It's hot, and it's just going down. Wet. Ooh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Loud sex. Loud sex is just being louder than usual. Just yelling shit. Just singing Kumbaya with rap. Just singing shit that doesn't even make sense. Well, not even singing shit. Just being loud. Louder than usual. And I don't know. It's just a thought of somebody screaming. Somebody being like heightened. And just have to express it. That makes the feeling or the physical pleasure that much greater. And last but not least, quickie sex. Quickie sex, we all know about quickie sex. Say if you ain't got that much time, you want a quick nut, or say you just want a quick little pleasure. Or sometimes quickie sex can actually set up one of the other sex, different types of sex. It's just to be quick and actually teasing, but also to satisfy each other, at least for the moment. And those are, my friends, the different types of sex, in my opinion. There are many more, but this video is already pretty long, so that's really all I can say. I said with the different types of sex and explain them all, so there you go. Hopefully you can actually go back and think about what you want to do and actually compare it to, oh yeah, I had that type of sex. And that's the way